हेलो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम पढ़ेंगे आपकी क्लास 10th की एनसीईआरटी साइंस सब्जेक्ट की चैप्टर नंबर 16 सस्टेनेबल मैनेजमेंट ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज। यानी कि जितनी भी चीज़ें हमें यूज़ करनी है वो सस्टेनेबल तरीके से यूज़ करनी है कि आने वाली फ्यूचर जनरेशन के लिए भी वो बची रहें या खत्म नहीं हो जाएं हम तक ही। Living in harmony with nature is not new to us. Sustainable living has always been an integral part of India tradition and culture. It has been integrated with our long lasting traditions and practices, customs, art and crafts, festivals, food, beliefs, rituals, and folklore ingrained within us is the philosophy that entire natural world be in harmony, which is reflected in the famous phrase in Sanskrit Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. यानी कि सभी का विकास हो, that means the entire earth is one family. पूरी जो अर्थ है या पूरी पृथ्वी जो है वो एक परिवार के रूप में है, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, यानी कि पूरे पृथ्वी को एक परिवार के रूप में माने. द फ्रेज इज मेंशन्ड इन महाउपनिषद दैट इज प्रोबेबली अ पार्ट ऑफ द एंशियंट इंडियन टेक्स्ट अथर्ववेदा. ये अथर्ववेदा जो है, जो हमारे ग्रंथ हैं, जो 4 वेद लिख रखे हैं, तो उनमें से जो अथर्ववेद है उसके महाउपनिषद में लिखा हुआ है ये. इन क्लास 9th we have already learnt about some natural resources like soil, air and water, and how various components are recycled over and over again in nature. Also, we learnt in the previous chapter about the pollution of these resources because of some of our activities. In these chapters we shall look at some of our resources and how we are using them. Maybe we should also think about how we ought to be using our resources so as to sustain them and conserve our environment. We shall be looking at our natural resources like forest, wildlife, water, coal, and petroleum, and see what are the issues at stake in deciding how these resources are to be managed for sustainable development along with the input from our traditional practices. We often hear or read about environmental problems. These are often global level problems and we feel helpless to bring any change. There are international laws and regulations, and then there are our own national laws and acts for environmental protection. There are also national and international organizations working towards protecting our environment. Awareness about the problems caused by unthinkingly exploiting our resources has been a fairly recent phenomenon in our society, and once this awareness rises, some action is usually taken. You must have heard about the Ganga Action Plan. जो गंगा रिवर है उसके बारे में है गंगा एक्शन प्लान. This multi-crore project came about in 1985 because the quality of the water in the Ganga was very poor. Coliform is a group of bacteria found in human intestines whose presence in water indicates contamination by disease causing microorganisms. कि गंगा रिवर का जो वाटर है उसके अंदर ये प्रेजेंट हो रहा था, ये जो बैक्टीरिया है कॉलीफॉर्म, जो कि ह्यूमन इंटेस्टाइन के अंदर मिलता है, वो उसकी ग्रोथ दिखी, तो इसलिए गंगा एक्शन प्लान जो है उसे एक्टिव किया गया 1985 के अंदर. As you can see, there are some measurable factors which are used to quantify pollution or the quality of the water that we use for various activities. Some of the pollutants are harmful even when present in very small quantities, and we require sophisticated equipment to measure them. But as we learned in chapter 2, the pH of water is something that can easily be checked using universal indicator. We need not feel powerless or overwhelmed by the scale of the problems because there are many things we can do to make a difference. You must have come across the 5 R's to save the environment: refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose and recycle. What do they refer to? कि इन सभी का मतलब क्या है? Refuse. This means to say no to things people offer you that you don't need. refuse to buy products that can harm you and the environment, say no to single use plastic carry bags. जैसा कि रिफ्यूज के बारे में हम देखें कि जो प्लास्टिक बैग है वो हमें कभी भी यूज नहीं करने चाहिए, क्योंकि वो हार्मफुल होते हैं हमारे लिए भी और एनवायरमेंट के लिए भी और जितने एटमॉस्फेयर में एनिमल्स हैं उनके लिए भी. रिड्यूस, दिस मीन्स दैट यू यूज लेस. You save electricity by switching off unnecessary lights and fans. You save water by repairing leaky taps. Do not waste food. Can you think of other things that you can reduce the uses of? आप और भी सोचें कि रिड्यूस के अंदर आप कौन सी चीजों को ले सकते हैं. Reuse. This is actually even better than recycling because the process of recycling uses some energy. In the reuse strategy, you simply use things again and again. Instead of throwing away used envelopes, you can reverse it and use it again. Plastic bottles in which you buy various food items like jam or pickle can be used for storing things in the kitchen. जैसे कि आप रीयूज में कोई जो बैग जो होते हैं उसको भी आप रीयूज कर सकते हैं. टिश्यू वाले जो बैग आते हैं मार्केट में वो. रीपर्पस, दिस मीन्स व्हेन अ प्रोडक्ट कैन डू मोर बी यूज्ड फॉर द ओरिजिनल पर्पस. Think carefully and use it for some other useful purpose. For example, cracked crockery or cups with broken handles can be used to grow small plants and as feeding vessels for birds. Recycle. This means that you collect plastic, paper, glass, and metal items and recycle these materials to make required things instead of synthesizing or extracting fresh plastic, paper, glass, or material. In order to recycle, we first need to segregate our waste so that the material that can be recycled is not dumped along with other waste. Even while making everyday choices, we can make environment-friendly decisions. For doing this, we need to know more about how our choices affect the environment. These effects may be immediate or long-term or long-ranging. The concept of sustainable development, preserving the resources for the needs of future generations. Economic development is linked to environmental conservation. The sustainable development implies a change in all aspects of life. It depends upon the willingness of the people to change their perceptions of the socio-economic and environmental conditions around them, and the readiness of each individual to alter their present use of natural resources. Why do we need to manage our resources? 16.1. Not just roads and buildings, but all the things we use or consume. Food, clothes, books, toys, furniture, tools, and vehicles are obtained from resources on this earth. The only thing we get from outside in energy which we receive from the sun. Even this energy is processed by living organisms and various physical and chemical processes on the earth before we make use of it. Why do we need to use our resources carefully? Because these are not unlimited, and with the human population increasing at a tremendous rate due to improvement in healthcare, the demand for all resources is increasing at an exponential rate. The management of natural resources requires a long-term perspective so that these will last for the generations to come and will not merely be exploited to the hilt for short-term gains. This management should also ensure equitable distribution of resources so that all and not just a handful of rich and powerful people benefit from the development of these resources. Another factor to be considered while we exploit these natural resources is the damage we cause to the environment while these resources are either extracted or used. For example, mining causes pollution because of the large amount of slag which is discarded for every ton of metal extracted. Hence, sustainable natural resources management demands that we plan for the safe disposal of these wastes too. The present-day global concerns for sustainable development and conservation of natural resources are of recent origin as compared to the long tradition and culture of nature conservation in our country. Principles of conservation and sustainable management were well established in the prehistoric India. Our ancient literature is full of such examples where values and sensitivity of humans towards nature was glorified and the principle of sustainability was established at its best. During the Vedic period, both productive as well as protective aspects of forest vegetation were emphasized. Agriculture emerged as a dominant economic activity. During the later Vedic period, this was the time when the concept of cultural landscapes such as sacred forests and groves, sacred corridors, and a variety of ethnoforestry practices were evolved that continued to the post Vedic period. Besides, a wide range of ethnoforestry practices were infused with the traditions, customs, and rituals and followed as a means of protection of nature and natural resources.